What?
C Cleaner?
You ever heard of a program called C Cleaner?
Cleans your C drive, your hard drive.
No, I haven't.
Which C would be your operating systems.
So here's a little tip I'm going to give you.
Oh, hey everybody, we're back on.
Oh, there we go.
Live?
We're live. Okay, so it's a it's a second video, like a separate video of you guys watching. This is actually part 2 of our video earlier.
Just enough time for us to say goodbye.
Now it's time to say goodbye to all our company. Oh wait, I don't have permission to sing that song.
Ooh.
MATTNJ ACTS Ministry. All right, anyways. That was weird.
That was weird.
I know.
Yo,
So I'm gonna.
that was weird.
I think I'm gonna have to switch everything up and do all of this on this computer because this has way more processing power. -19. Part 2. All right. So Jana said, "Wow, Jay is upset." So, yeah. Let's back this out here. I just need to do the back and forth, the swippy swappy.
I'm just upset, and I think that we need to do something about our government.
Well,
Where they assumed the authority that they could withhold information from us that they knew, and then use all these excuses that they didn't want to panic or they didn't have proof or all that stuff. When you have a country like China where an epidemic is spreading and it's just spreading, that you don't even know how, but everybody's getting it. And then there are people who have come and gone from there who are traveling around the world as well. You got to say that. Right?
Yeah. I understand where you're coming from.
And I don't mean just say it. You need to make a public service announcement and put it at the head of everybody's media and repeat it on their media so people can be informed, prepared, and conduct themselves accordingly. At least slow its spread down.
Right.
So that the people who can do something about it have more time to do that.
Yeah.
Instead, they think that there's some kind of a psychological God where they have to protect us from information and manipulate everything in a way that makes them feel powerful. I mean, give me a break.
Yeah. No, I understand. I understand why you're upset.
Yeah, they're protecting all the people who have the most at stake. But what they don't realize is that the little man who has nothing has everything at stake.
Yeah.
And when they think about who has the most at stake, they mean the highest number instead of the person who has, losing.
Oh yeah, I mean the next 2 years is going to suck.
Yeah.
It's going to be up and down. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
You never know. Pandemonium might break out if it gets worse, and all of a sudden they find out something about the virus that we don't know, and like polio. There was a lot of panic whenever polio happened.
Well, only if they manipulate people to do that.
Well, I hope they
Informing
don't.
people of the truth and the best way to handle it. And
I think the high ups of the government are because the CDC reports to higher up in the government, and I think they have orders to withhold certain information to keep the nation from panicking. I think that's what their motivation is for it. Or it could be
who study these diseases know where they come from, which is basically animals, and that we need to worry more about our high populations transferring these things from animals and the mutations that would make them be able to go to humans, and say, this is a bigger risk than biological warfare. This is happening and it's going to happen. Years and years ago they knew this. Decades ago they knew this. Why didn't they listen to them and be prepared, have the right things stockpiled, make sure these things that expire are being renewed You know what I mean?
Hi,
What-
Kelly Cosby.
they knew long enough ago.
Kelly Cosby is still in. Are you still in quarantine for the COVID-19?
And yeah, I hope she's doing okay.
So
We went over.
we did. No, it's
Oh, no,
54.
1 minute.
Real quick, just saying, hey, you know, the bubonic plague, I think it was a bubonic plague. They didn't know what was going on. Turned out to be the pubonic plague.
Well, and they were identifying by symptoms
Yeah, yeah.
instead of by knowing actually what the bug is, which
Yeah.
we can actually identify particular bugs.
That
now.
and cholera killed a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Turns out
Some
if
of
they
those
just
things may have been the same thing.
if they just drank water, more liquids, they not near as many people would have died. But they didn't know that back then.
Well, and not to drink them from the well that
Not
was
to drink it
contaminated.
from a well that had poo in it. So
Yeah.
poo water's bad for you. If you don't take anything else from today, poo water's bad for you. Anyways, I'm sorry. You gotta end with a little bit of sense of humor. I know this is serious. I know it's a very serious situation, and we do need to get on our knees, like Linda
I'm
says.
afraid that the sense of humor people are having to make themselves feel better will disarm us against doing something about our government,
No,
holding
Linda,
them accountable, and making them conduct themselves in the way that they are elected and appointed to conduct themselves.
Linda asked, "Didn't this come from a leak in a laboratory?" No.
And no,
This came from
an
people
animal.
having, like you said, chickens in a cage on top of ferrets, all open, and
Well, that's not actually how it happened, but
You're
this
saying
guy who
similar.
studies the transfer of these diseases from animals to humans knows how these things mutate, and that is one of the highest and most probable ways to bring about this, mutation. That is, they call it when the animal becomes human, which means the disease inside of it becomes contagious to humans. And that combination is one of the highest probabilities of it doing that.
yeah.
Those types of animals
Uh,
being in such proximity.
then this is, okay. We're gonna go ahead and get out of here because we have
Yes.
Tony Hammock coming up with the new gold standard. Be sure and tune in tomorrow. We'll continue to give you updates on the COVID-19 virus, and we'll try to let you listen to at least CDC. Like anytime a CDC video is put up, I believe it is our responsibility to play it for them so that they can hear what's going on. Like you said, the news media. All the television companies and all the internet companies should be required to put the CDC announcements up.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to start doing for you guys. Anyways, thanks for joining us on the morning drive today. We'll be back on tomorrow, same time, same channel. Be sure and tune in next for the new gold standard with Tony Hammock. So until then, God bless you and keep you. We love you. My name is Matt,
My name is Jay.
and this has been
The
the
Morning
Morning
Drive.
Drive.